So we're gonna try this for real. So what's up, guys? I'm usually behind the camera, but I'm changing it up and going to be in front now, and trying to take after, my fiance Danielle, who's a vlogger, and trying to learn a few things, and that's clearly not going well. But anyway, that's not the reason. Danielle, I love you. Still love you. And but anyway, I am here in front of the camera because I wanted to share a story. What I am here to tell you is how much of an effect running has had on my life. As the 4'5" photographer, I have come to live with this perspective, which I call the 4'5" perspective. And you don't need to be 4'5" to have it. I think we all have it. I think it's something that is all inside of us, and when we recognize the importance of it, big things happen. And what I mean by that is we tend to look at life in these big culminating moments, these big accomplishments, these one-time things, and yet we forget to look at every other single small thing that happens and realize how important those small things are to leading to the big accomplishments. How the journey we take ultimately gets us to the end destination. So what this 4'5" perspective to me is seeing how the small compounds to the big. And that's whether in my photos, those small unique moments that people don't often notice or are overlooked, that I love to capture. I was just at the Monsters game the other weekend, and all this action's happening on the ice, and that's great. Everyone's focused on the big moments on the ice. But I look over, and what do I see? I see a son and a father just having a little bit of a smile. And then they notice me. And the son points to me, and he notices me first. He puts his finger up, the dad does the same, and they both smile, and I snap a pic. While all this action's going on, I snap this amazing, beautiful picture that is probably one of my favorite because of the joy that is expressed on the face of a father and a son. And this is why I run. I don't run, for a boy and a father, that's not it. I run for the small things. See, running is so beautiful because to get to 6 miles, to get to 7 miles, to get to a half marathon, to get to a full marathon, what do you have to do? You have to take one step in front of the other. But I used to hate running. And over the last year, I've started to love it again. And now I love it so much that it is where I find the most freedom. It is where I connect with God. It is where I have my most clarity of thoughts. I'm a squirrel. No, I'm a human. What I mean by that is I tend to be all over the place. And running helps me focus and center myself again, and has really helped me center myself on a goal. Well, multiple goals this year. See, at the start of the year, I set out that I wanted to run 1,135 miles. That averages about to a 5K a day. Right now, on March 23rd, we sit at 387 miles. I don't know what the math is. I'll figure it out after this. But we're working towards that goal. But what I'm here to get to the chase now is I want to do something really special. In June, there's this Alaska endurance running trail race. That was definitely not the smoothest way to say it, but it's basically a 24-hour endurance run in the heart of Alaska. You run about a 6-mile loop, and you run that for 24 hours straight, and you see how many miles you can run in 24 hours. Like, it is something that I should do. And the reason why is because in these 24 hours, there's going to be a lot of small moments that I'll celebrate, B, I'll probably curse about under my breath, but C, and most important, I will love nonetheless. But at the end of the day, a big reason why I want to do this is I want to raise money for the Dwarf Athletic Association of America. See, the Dwarf Athletic Association of America is a non-profit organization that I have participated my entire life in. It is a non-profit organization that provides sporting competitions for people of short stature, all these athletes, for about 51 weeks of the year, compete against people who are not their size. And for 1 week out of every single year, whether it's nationally or internationally, they have the opportunity to compete against people their size on an equal playing field. Isn't that amazing? It's like, for the whole year, Nate Robinson's going against Shaquille O'Neal. And then finally, there's 2 Nate Robinsons playing against each other. First time I competed in one of these, I felt fully alive. The organization doesn't run on itself. It doesn't get funding from national governments. It's all privately funded. And so to keep these games going year after year, they're expensive. And that's why I want to help. So why Alaska? Because I want athletes like myself to have the opportunity to feel fully alive, to celebrate the small moments, to achieve the small things, because in those small things, they can recognize how big their life can really be. And so what I'm asking for you today is help in that. And so first, I guess my main ask is looking for people just to help me, support me in my journey to get to Alaska, and when I'm there on race day, doing the race. Sponsors who can help with travel costs, sponsors who can help with equipment, sponsors who can help with athletic gear. Right now I run in both Brooks and Nike shoes. I use BPN supplements. I have a training regimen and routine that I continue to leverage and use. And so helping to continue to make sure I'm at the peak of my performance come June 2nd, I would really appreciate the support. And to second, just to even get me to Alaska. Flights are expensive, but I'm really looking to see this as a partnership and an opportunity. As a photographer, I love to tell stories. I love to help brands elevate their story and their experience for their consumers. So if there's a way we can collaborate, one service for the next, I would love that. And then at the end of the day, what I'm really looking for is donations and support. See, I put myself at a goal originally to run 100 miles in 24 hours. And yes, that's a lofty goal. That's a crazy goal for someone who's never done a 24-hour race. And I really don't know if I can do it. I'm interested to see, to push my body, to see what happens. But I believe I can do at least 70 miles in 24 hours. Now that's a goal. Every mile is going to be a small mile to get to that goal. I don't know. Good job, Kevin. Yep. Duh. To get to 70, you have to add one after the other. But what I'm saying is every single mile is going to lead to something. Every single dollar gives an athlete the opportunity to be someone. And so what I'm asking for, my goal is $100 a mile. That's $7,000 to the DAAA. I think we can achieve that, no doubt. But I can't achieve that alone. So I'm just looking for support, for help along in this journey. Please reach out if you're interested in just helping me participate in this Alaska Endurance Trail Run on June 2nd. I really look forward to it. If you want to follow along with the rest of my running journey, please add me on Instagram at 4'5" photographer. That's where I really just kind of post daily updates on my running experiences, stories, things like that. So thank you again for taking the time. Reach out, and I really look forward to hopefully partnering with you. All the information will be linked where you can kind of donate, where you can support, and let's do this then. Let's run Alaska. The 4'5" endurance runner / photographer / storyteller hits the trails of Alaska. Are you going to join me?